So you want to start the game in 2023, and then you want to be a free-to-play, family-friendly player. Let's see how you can do it. When you start Raid, okay, first you have to understand, in the first 6 months and to a year, the milestone, you will be stuck with campaign farming, because you will need to build up your food and to level up your important champions. Okay, so what is campaign farming? Is this, I assume you already reached stage 12 and the 3 brutal. And then using your campaign farmer here, most likely it will be a Kale, your starter champ, Kale or Elhain. Okay, if I can just find my Kale, okay, something like that. And then just farm away your food. Okay, so this is called campaign farming, and you'll be doing this for 6 months at least. Okay, you'll be using your daily energy, draining out those energy. Okay, just farming this. Okay, so as you can see, it's relatively longer time. Okay, so this will provide you the best silver return in terms of the drops. You will get some the shield, and then you can sell for a decent amount of silver. So this is what you will be doing for 6 months minimum. Okay, you will drain out your daily energy. You will not be seeing energy like this. You'll be draining out because you want to get as much energy as possible. Okay, that's what we call the free-to-play energy. Having said that, you'll face the most common issue that even endgame players are facing, which is energy. Energy is required in so many areas. So let's see what kind of areas that you are going to use energy. Basically, all the dungeons here, the dungeon map, everything here requires energy. So as a new joiner, the first 6 months you'll be focusing on potion keeps here. Alright, the ascension potions, these are the arcane potions, and then the rest of the colored potions, they will open according to the calendar. Okay, so today it happens to be the spirit keep. Alright, so you need these kind of potions to ascend your champions. Okay, what do you mean by ascend my champions? This is an example of ascending. Okay, alright, let's try use this. You go to the tavern, and then you select the champion you want to ascend. These are the pots that you will require. Okay, so as you can see, this is a drop from a void keep. So the arcane keep is open every day. Okay, 24/7. You can just farm it. Arcane potion is required for every single champion ascension, but this affinity potion would differ based on your champion's affinity. Alright, so having said that, you'll be doing campaign farming and potion keep farming for at least for the first 6 months. Okay, this is where you'll be spending your energy, and then after you get some decent champs level up, and then using their free-to-play gear, I think they provide, if I'm not mistaken, is a crew gear, offense gear, lifesteal gear as a starter gear. Okay, you'll be diving into Dungeons Lair. Okay, I would suggest you to prioritize Dungeons Lair,
Dragon's Lair,
because you get a lot of artifacts, useful artifacts for your progression. So at this stage, you probably would not be able to craft perception set yet. So number 1, accuracy is very useful for you to land debuffs. Speed, obviously, for you to go first. Nothing need to be said. Lifesteal, yes, for you to, it's like a leech, okay, for you to regain health when you attack. This is more useful for your damage dealers. You won't care much about destroy for now. Toxic is good to add additional damage. It gives a poison damage. Frost is decent. I mean, if you care about the arena defense, this you can use for your arena defense champion. Okay, not so much on days, not so much on avenging. Stalwart is useful. Stalwart is one of the best sets you can use to mitigate damage. Okay, it will reduce 30% damage from AoE attacks. So these are the very essential sets that you need in order to further progress to other dungeons. Okay, the next one is next priority that you should be farming is Spider, because Spider is the only place that drops accessories for your champions. Okay, so first 6 months, I think at least you can do up to stage 10. Okay, that's where you'll be using your champions to farm, using energy to farm the accessories, but you require a minimum army gear. What's army gear? Let me quickly show you. It's a very easy attainable champ. Let me find, okay, right here. This is army gear. You can just buy it from the market or just pull from mystery shards. Okay, army gear is relatively good as a start beginner champ, or you can use Cold Heart if you have her. Without this skin, sorry, let me go back to classic skin. So this is the form that you'll be having Cold Heart. You can build her for Spider. Many early game players are using Cold Heart for Spider. It's very good. Okay, so having said that, these two areas, Dragon Lair and Spider Den, is where you'll be spending most of your energy at to get gear. Okay, this is what you're gonna do for the first 6 months. After you have some decent gear and decent rank on your champions, you can attempt Fire Knight. This is the third priority that you should be farming, because this dungeon will grant you a lot of powerful artifacts, such as immunity set, which will block debuff at the start of the turn. Okay, shield set is very good for granting the shield to an entire team. Okay, crit damage set, obviously it will grant additional crit damage to your nukers. Regeneration set, very good, even used in end game champions. Yeah, this will heal you by 15% of your hit point every turn. Stun set, very solid. It's for one of the best CC sets in the game. It has an 18% chance to land stun, alright, on everybody if you use an AoE hitter. Okay, so the best set for the nukers are here. Savage set, a 4-piece set, will grant you a 25% ignore defense. So this is why this is the next priority for you to farm, is to gear up your nukers for them to deal some good damage. Okay, so these are the primary areas that you'll be farming, and if you have the bandwidth in your energy, you can start getting the masteries for them through the Minotaur. Minotaur is a relatively easy dungeon. You can just do it with strong nukers. So basically you can just skip Ice Golem for the first 6 months to 1 year, because you really don't need all these for progression. And you will not be doing, let me go here, and you will not be doing Iron Twins, okay, or the early stage only at best, because Iron Twins is a relatively hard content, and you cannot go to the later stage unless you have a very strong comp, or you manage to build a budget Painkeeper comp, which will allow you to move until stage 15. Alright, this is where you farm the souls. Okay, souls are relatively late game content, so for the first 6 months to 1 year, you probably won't be considering this. You can pass through most of the PvE content without souls. Alright, that's how it is. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Sand Devil Necropolis. You probably won't even be able to do this because this is relatively end game content. What it gives is essentially oil. Oil is another material for you to ascend your gear. Again, you can do most of the PvE content without using gear ascension. Okay, so even though it says this dungeon is open at levels 37 or something, that doesn't mean you can do it. Okay, you cannot do this dungeon until you are relatively strong enough, your account is well geared, your champions are well geared, well leveled up, well booked. Then we can consider going in. Okay, so that pretty much, I hope that gives you a summary of what you can expect for the first 6 months milestone. Okay, besides the energy struggle that you'll be facing a lot of issues such as silver. Silver is the currency, the primary currency in this game. You'll be using silver to level up or upgrade your gear primarily. Okay, for example, this piece I want to upgrade. See, it will cost like how much silver? 78k, something like that. So this is another RNG that you have to deal with that I will talk about later. This is one part. The next part that you'll be spending your silver will be upgrading your champions. Okay, the skills. Okay, so you can see the cost here. So to use a legendary book, I think it's cheaper when you use an epic book. Yeah, something like that. It's cheaper as it goes down by quality. Okay, so besides that, when you level up your champs using brews, it also costs you silver. Okay, depending on how many brews you use. Let's say let's go a bit higher. Let's say for example, I want to use 24 brews. It will cost me this much. Okay, this much silver. And you're not just upgrading one champion. You'll be doing this something like this when there's an event of a champ training tournament, like what's happening right now. All these are giving points to the tournament, and this is costing a lot of silver, which will accumulate when you do multiple champions. Okay, so besides that, when you rank up a champion, it will also cost. Let me see if I have anything that I can rank up. Yep. Okay, let's go crazy a bit. So if you rank up a champion, for example this, from a 5-star to a 6-star, it will cost like this much. Okay, this is also another part that will cost you silver. Okay, next is summoning champions. Summoning champions, the higher the quality of the shards, the more expensive it is to use. Okay, one sacred is like 100,000. Okay, one void is 20,000, and then same goes for ancient. and 500 for one mystery shard. Okay, if you manage to get into some of the soul content, then you also see that it will cost silver for a different rarity or different quality of the soul stone. The higher it goes, the more expensive it is to use. Okay, so silver is essentially the biggest issue in the game right now, because it just costs so much silver to upgrade gear. And not to mention, if you replace the gear, for example, if you try to replace this piece, okay, if I try to replace this piece, it's cost me another 100,000. Okay, that means if you try to replace any of the gear or any of the accessories in this game, it will cost you silver, which is absurd in my opinion, because none other games does this. So that's how it is in Raid. Okay, the next thing I'll talk about is RNG. The RNG is strong with this game. Why? Number one, pulling shards. Pulling shards to summon champions. So this is the RNG that you have to deal with. Okay, they even have a mercy system to tell you that, okay, after how many summons you don't get a good legendary or epic, we will increase the chance. So this pretty much tells you how hard it is to get a certain champion. Okay, not to mention the amount of champions in this game. I think there's around 300 plus. My math is not that good, I don't remember all the champions, but at least 300 plus champions in this game. Okay, so as you can see, there's a 10 times chance to summon a specific champion. They throw this event very frequently, I can say, but it's only 10 times chance. That doesn't mean that it's 100% when you pull a legendary it's going to be the champion. Okay, bear that in mind. So this is one of the RNG. Another one is the soul stones. Soul stones is meant to get you the blessing like these for your champions. Okay, it's a relatively end game content. It will grant additional blessings to the champion, but again you have to pull them, so it's RNG on top of RNG. Alright, you may pull the souls for the champions that you don't even have, so that is relatively end game. You don't have to worry about this for the first year even of your progression in this game. Okay, the next RNG is the gear rolls. Okay, we are not even talking about ascension rolls yet, we are talking about gear rolls. So if you want to get a piece like this, right, like a triple roll, it's all RNG. Okay, I want to get a triple or quad roll on a specific substats I want. It's entirely up to RNG. So if you roll something like, let's see if I have anything that looks like shit, something like this. Okay, if you roll something like this, it's one on every other substats that's useless for your champion. That's what we call trash. We normally would just sell. So this is the RNG in gear rolls. And then in late game, there's the gear ascension RNG. Okay, gear ascension, it will grant you the bonus stats. Okay, so gear ascension will give you random substats based on the artifact piece. So for boots, there's a possibility to roll speed, for example, but you might just roll other stuff. Okay, like this, you can just roll other substats, which is basically crap for the artifact piece. Okay, so this is example of RNG that you have to face. And then there is a battle RNG. Let's say for example in arena battles, the power of this champion, normally you will see, like for example Mighty Uko, right? He's in a stun set. So stun set normally would just give you 18% chance to stun. So that's another RNG in a battle, okay, when you're doing PvP. So if this keeps proccing, that means the opponent will have a very, very tough time beating your team, okay, because everyone is getting stunned. So just laying out an example of what you can expect in the raid PvP content. Okay, one example. There's a lots of CC examples in this game that are RNG related. Okay, so I think I've covered the RNG perspective of this game. Let me know if I didn't cover that, or there are still some of the areas of this game that the RNG is strong. Alright, so next I want to talk about Doom Tower. Once you are able to access the Doom Tower, you can try to climb as high as possible in the normal mode. So this usually gives good rewards, okay, for your account. You can only try hard after you have a very strong team, maybe in mid game. I would like to say maybe in mid game you can start to try hard mode, okay. So that's really straightforward. Oh, another thing about Doom Tower is they have a quality of life climb, something like that. This thing, start auto climb. This means next to nothing for newer players because you'll be doing it mostly manual. This is meant for end game players to climb this more efficiently. Okay. Next one I talk about is clan boss. So in clan boss mode, you will get a few possible drops every day depending on the difficulty that you do. Alright, these are the possible drops. For example, if you do Ultra Nightmare. So clan boss, you will get a key refill every day, two keys every day, every 6 hours I should say, sorry. So you get all these drops, but mainly we are farming clan boss for the shards and the Lego books and epic books. That's all. It also drops for you new joiners or new players. It will drop very good crew gear and immortal gear, alright, which will skyrocket your account. Crew gear is meant for your nukers, and immortal gear is something like a regeneration gear. Okay, so for new joiners, you'll be probably doing easy mode, easy or normal mode, but this should be a priority for you to build a solid team in order to do the harder stages. Okay, so ideally you try to 2 key at least the Ultra Nightmare. That would just benefit your account because this is a grind game, as you might notice by now. So yep, that's where you also put in your resources, your gears, into building a solid clan boss team. So the next clan boss is the Hydra. Hydra, realistically speaking, the first 6 months or 1 year you'll be doing normal mode. Okay, Hydra will drop you stone skin gear and protection gear, relatively good gears, but most of the time you just want a chance at getting this fragment. This is a fragment for Mithrala, one of the best champions in the game, free to play. Okay, everybody has one. Okay, so, and a chance to drop the soul stones as well. Okay, so you'll be doing normal, that's fine, that's expected. in order to progress, you will need specific champions with specific skill sets. All right, this I have covered in a different video, so you can check it out. So next, we go through the PvP scene in Raid, which they like to call the classic arena. Alright, so it's a 4 vs 4 mode, 4 champions versus 4 champions. Okay, let me try to find a team. So basically this is how you farm your gold medals every day. Why do you farm gold medals? Just a second, I'll explain why. So this is the PvP mode. Just a brief glance on how this is working. So that is why some of the champions in this game are favored, because of their strong suits in PvP. Okay, not all champions can do what they do, so they are highly sought after. That's probably very short demo, but you get the gist of how the PvP is like. You'll be farming this every day because they give you free arena tokens. Okay, so why do you need to farm the gold medals? Okay, is to level up your Great Hall. So if you are free to play and you're using up your daily arena tokens, I think it will take at least 3 years to max your entire Great Hall. That means from level 1 to level 10. Okay, so this will grant you additional stats. Okay, the stats that you should be prioritizing when you are early game would be crit damage, accuracy, and then later resistance. Then you can just dive into the rest, the hit point and defense first, and then attack. That's the normal gist of how you should be developing your Great Hall. So another mode of the arena is the tag team arena. What's a tag team arena? It's not you go in and then you touch the other guy and then the other guy comes out or something like that. No. So what is a tag team arena? It's basically classic arena times 3. So you see here there's 3 teams. Of each team consists of 4 champions, but you cannot use back the same champion unless you have dupes, of course, duplicate of the champs. Okay, so for the early game, when you're first starting out, you'll probably be grinding in bronze level. At least you can get the Dragstar. Dragstar is available in bronze shop. I think I forgot how much it costs, but you should be getting the Dragstar fragments. What is Dragstar, you're asking? Let me quickly go to this guy. You should be getting the fragments for this guy every day for 100 days because it resets every 24 hours. So basically this is a free champion, a very good one, very solid. It does HP burn primarily. When he hits, he basically does HP burn. When he gets hits, he also does HP burn. Okay, that's basically that's what you need to know about Dragstar. Okay. So basically that's the summary of Raid. So I would like to highlight a few things based on what kind of player you are. Okay, what kind of game player you are. If you're looking for a game where you can get all the awesome shiny strong champions, like let's say for example I have all these gold color. If you are looking into getting all these in a short time as a F2P, Raid is not the game for you. I'm being very honest. Okay, it's really not possible. And then if you cannot handle a lot of RNG factors in the game, this is not the game for you. Okay? If you get pissed off or something very easily, this is truly not a game for you, because this game is truly a grind game, and I would like to say survival of the fittest. Okay? Only the fittest will last through the game. Alright? So when you're progressing throughout the first 6 months to 1 year, you should also consider the power crap your account have against other older players, and not to mention they have more pay to win account with more empowerment. My account is very peasant considered to them. What is empowerment? Let me quickly go through. So basically here you can choose to empower your champions. I'm not gonna empower mine, obviously. So what this system does is you put the same champion into it, and then this will +1 up to +4, which will grant immense stats to the champion. This is what bridge the gap between true pay to win players against the rest. Alright, so you should consider this factor. There are already a lot of players with this empowerment system, so it's really realistically not possible for you to push for the PvP. If you are a PvP person, a PvP related content, for you to push up to the platinum level. Platinum level is really tough. So if you're looking to do that as a F2P player in year 2023, I can realistically tell you it's not possible. Okay. Having that said, you should really consider all these factors before you dive into raid. And if you just want to, you're just looking to enjoy, have a good time, relax, grind a bit on a passive game, then raid is for you. Okay, if you don't care about all these factors that I've mentioned. So I hope this episode will give you a better perspective whether you should start playing raid in 2023. So if you like my content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.